Hello. How's it going? Hope everything's well. Welcome to AltStuffTv. Please subscribe and put on the notifications. We're about to get into the story. You're now listening to Screepy Series.
It was winter time and it was a school day. We lived in apartment buildings and my cousin lived at the building next to mine. We didn't do it often, but a lot of times when we wanted to skip school, we would call the school for each other, imitating our parents and claiming we were sick and wouldn't make it in. Now, you're probably wondering, how the hell would that work? But it was the early 2000s, and believe it or not, it always worked for us, and we were only in grade 6. Now, I went to my cousin's house to play some video games and hang out until the evening. My cousin left the door open knowing that I'm on my way, and I walk in and go see him at his grandma's room. She was out of the country and she had a big TV in her room, and so we'd hang out there until she came back from her vacation. Now, I wanted to play NHL, but my cousin just recently bought a new Donald Duck game that he was totally immersed in. Watching him play the game and yelling at him, "Jump over there, look for that." I asked him if there's any good snacks. He told me there's chips and Ritz crackers with cheese in the cupboard. So I went to get it myself, both the bag of chips and the crack. Sitting there eating the snacks and talking shit with my cousin, we heard a toilet flush. I asked him who's at home at the moment, thinking nobody would be home seeing that we're supposed to be at school. He said nobody's home, and I'm like, well, did you hear the toilet flush? He told me he did. But still immersed in the game, he kept playing and kept on snacking, and we kept on watching. Again, the toilet flushed, and I was like, what the fuck? How can that be? I asked my cousin if there's something about plumbing or some sort of maintenance happening with the building, whether there's a notice in the lobby or anything of that sort posted. He told me nothing like that was posted or sent out. I was a little terrified because my cousin used to tell me about a dark, shadowy figure he would see around and in the building. I asked him if his older brother's home. Maybe he's home. Should I go check? He told me that my older cousin left in the morning, and it was about noon, if not 1 p.m.-ish now. I tried to keep watching him play the game, but couldn't help but think about that dark, shadowy figure he used to tell me about. After a little bit more snacking and video games still being played by my cousin, we heard a creak and noise come from his parents' room. I got out of my seat, and by seat I mean the bed we were lounging on, and said, "What the fuck is that?" He looked at me and said, "How do I know?" I said, "Somebody's gotta be home. You've heard the flushes and now this sound, right?" He agreed, and I said, "It came from your parents' room. Can I go check?" None of us ever go in his parents' room. He said, "Yeah, go check it out if it's going to calm you down." Still looking at the screen of this Donald Duck game and halfway acknowledging what I said. I went into his parents' room, and the place seemed normal enough to me. Not that I knew how normal the place should look, but as I scouted the area, I realized their wardrobe was flung open. I went back to my cousin and told him what I seen. My cousin kept playing the game. I sat there with him on high alert. After some time passed, the toilet in the washroom flushed again and the hallway lights flickered. My cousin and I jumped out of our seats, dashed through the kitchen and out the front door, breathing hard and frantically asking each other what the heck is going on, and we decided we need to go back in. We had left our shoes at the front door, and the key to lock the house was hung on the side of the fridge. We made a plan that I would run in and grab the keys and he would pick up our shoes and we would bolt back out. As we followed through with the plan, I was yelling or singing a DMX song to keep from getting scared. And when we entered, you can see the TV in the living room, which is right ahead from entering the apartment, was blaring blue and shuffling and scrambling to a news station. The toilet flushed again and the lights were still flickering when we entered to retrieve our shoes and keys. We left the house until the evening, playing foot hockey with a tennis ball and eating square slices at a pizza store. When we returned home and told his older brother, my older cousin just laughed at us and didn't believe our story. After the years passed and they moved into a house far from the apartment, he would never talk about what happened that day, but he would always agree something weird was going on. Something weird was going on that day. Hey there, thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and SoundCloud, and we also have a Patreon. Peace.